Imagine building a brand from scratch or mastering a skill that changes everything. Converse Fair by Illumiko is your guide, offering fresh insights and strategies to help you take the next step and thrive in your journey. We have a seat for you. Sit back, learn, and let's grow together. Hey there, and welcome to Converse Fair by Illumiko. This is the podcast where we share insights, share strategies, and share knowledge on how to maximize opportunities in your creative journey or as a brand or as a business. On today's episode, we'll be talking about trends, knowing what to do and what not to do. Now, in today's world of social media communication, it's very obvious that trends are a common part of it. Every now and then, certain trends just spring up from somewhere, they die out, and then new trends come, and it's an endless cycle, right? For every month in a year, you can possibly count a trend that came out, that was popular. And so that's why in this episode, we'll be talking about how to avoid jumping on trends that don't fit with your brand goals, your brand voice, and your purpose. And so it's a very common fact to state that many of these trends, they are very, very amazing, right? Sometimes you have trending effects, trending audios, trending captions, trending POVs, and the likes of that. But in same vein, despite how awesome and amazing a trend might be, before you apply it for your brand, you should have a clear purpose, and that trend, that trending audio, that effect, that POV should be in alignment with your brand goals, your brand voice, and your brand values. And so one of the things you should notice is that trends come and go, and jumping on just everyone out there, it puts you at the risk of confusing your audience and losing your brand identity. So the first time you use a sound, you use an effect that is alien to your brand voice and your brand identity, alien to your audience, based on what you have communicated to them in previous times, you chip away part of your brand identity. And so if you unhealthily continue that, you would keep on chipping important parts of your brand identity, and soon you wouldn't be known for what you have positioned as. And so what should you do? You should be strategic. You should use trends as tools, not as rules. And this is where the entire concept of consistency comes in. You've been consistent in your brand identity with your brand colors, your brand typeface, your brand elements. And so it should also show in every other strategic steps you take. You should be consistent and make sure to maintain a clear and consistent brand face. And so even if these trends, these audios are getting hundreds of thousands, millions of views on social media, as long as it does not align with your brand goals and your brand values, you shouldn't do it. And so if you know what your brand goals and values are, you would know what trend to apply to it. And so here's how to evaluate a trend before applying it to your brand. You have to ask yourself these three questions. 1, does it align with my brand values? 2, will it resonate with my audience? And then lastly, does it serve my overall business goals? And so if you ask yourself these questions and get the correct answers to it, and these answers justify that trend, then you can apply the trend on your brand. But if after getting your answers, it doesn't justify the trend, it doesn't give reasons as to why you should apply this trend to your brand, then going further to apply that trend to your brand would only harm your identity and your brand in the long run, right? And so that's why it's very important to look closely, to be strategic with whatever trend you're applying to your brand. And so with all of that being said, I would like you to take note of these words. Be strategic, use trends as tools, not rules. Consistency is key, so make sure to maintain a clear and consistent brand face. Now, if you need help defining your brand voice or strategy, or you can't exactly tell what your brand values are, so you don't know what trend to apply and what not to apply for your brand, you can reach out to us at Illumiko HQ on Instagram. We'll be happy to work with you to develop a working strategy for your brand. You can also leave a comment and we would reach out to you. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Imagine building a brand from scratch or mastering a skill that changes everything. Converse Fair by Illumiko is your guide, offering fresh insights and strategies to help you take the next step and thrive in your journey. We have a seat for you. Sit back, learn, and let's grow together.